Have you ever wondered what happens when royal protocol meets unexpected hilarity? From cheeky childhood antics to uproarious public moments, the British royal family has proven time and again that even the most regal figures have their playful side. In this countdown of the top 10 funniest candid royal moments, we'll uncover scenes that made headlines, sparked laughter, and reminded us that behind the crowns and titles are people who know how to have a good laugh. Which royal moment will leave you laughing the hardest? Will it be Prince Louis stealing the Jubilee spotlight, or Queen Elizabeth showing her razor-sharp wit? Stick around to find out and let us know your favorite candid royal moment in the comments. 1. A family tradition of cheeky tongues. If there's one thing the royal family excels at, apart from diplomacy and charity work, it's reminding us of their humanity through moments of pure, unfiltered cheekiness. Take Prince Harry, for example, whose playful nature was apparent from a young age. One of the most memorable snapshots of his childhood comes from a car ride with his mother, Princess Diana. In the back seat, Harry grinned mischievously at the cameras before sticking his tongue out, a gesture that seemed both impish and endearing. Princess Diana, ever the composite figure, was quick to intervene, pulling him back in line with a gentle but amused expression. This lighthearted moment wasn't just a fleeting memory. It became a defining image of Harry's playful personality. Fast forward to his adult years, and the cheeky tongue-out gesture occasionally resurfaces, proving that some habits are hard to break. It's a reminder that Harry, despite his royal responsibilities, has always had a knack for not taking himself too seriously. Interestingly, this mischievous streak isn't exclusive to Harry. Years later, his niece Princess Charlotte captured headlines for a remarkably similar moment. At a public event, cameras caught the young royal sticking her tongue out at the crowd, a move that instantly drew parallels to her Uncle Harry's infamous antics. Her mother, Catherine, Duchess of Cambridge, responded much like Diana had, with a mix of gentle correction and a knowing smile. These candid displays have a unique way of connecting the public to the royal family. They show a lineage of not just regal duty but also a streak of humor and rebellion, reminding everyone that, at their core, they're just like us. Suppress a child's instinct to have fun. The comparison between Harry's and Charlotte's antics highlights a recurring theme in the royal household: the ability to embrace humor, even in the face of formality. It's almost as if the cheeky tongue-out gesture has become a symbol of royal mischievousness, passed down like a treasured heirloom, but with far fewer rules attached. As we move through our countdown, we'll see that this playful attitude isn't confined to childhood. Even as they grow into their roles, members of the royal family have a knack for turning serious moments into something unexpectedly delightful. And speaking of surprises, the next moment on our list involves a future king swapping royal protocol for some unexpected dance moves. 2. When royals hit the dance floor. The British royal family may be known for their formalities, but every now and then they swap polished poise for unexpected dance moves that leave the public in awe. One of the most surprising moments came in 1985, when Prince Charles, yes, the future king, stepped onto the dance floor in front of an unsuspecting crowd. Attending a public event in the UK, Charles found himself surrounded by breakdancers who encouraged him to join in. At first hesitant, he eventually gave in, performing moves that can only be described as enthusiastically awkward yet endearing. The crowd loved it, cheering him on as he loosened up and embraced the moment. This wasn't a one-off event for the Prince of Wales. During a trip to Sri Lanka, Charles joined a choreographed hokey-cokey routine, once again proving that he's not afraid to let his guard down and enjoy the lighter side of life. These rare glimpses into his playful side remind us that even future monarchs can have a laugh, especially when dancing isn't their strong suit. Charles's dance floor escapades set the stage for future generations of royals to follow suit, quite literally. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, William and Kate, have also taken to dancing during their public engagements. Who can forget their trip to Tuvalu, where the royal couple donned traditional attire and danced alongside locals? Kate's natural grace shone through, but it was William's energetic attempt to keep up that stole the show. The moment was both heartwarming and hilarious, showing the pair's willingness to embrace cultural traditions while having fun. The playful spirit didn't stop there. During a solo trip to Jamaica, Prince Harry wowed the crowd with his uninhibited dance moves, both with a partner and on his own. His performance exuded confidence, charm, and just the right amount of mischief, reinforcing his reputation as the family's most carefree member. But perhaps one of the most memorable dance-related moments involved Kate sharing a dance with none other than Paddington Bear. Yes, the beloved children's character. At a charity event, the Duchess gamely twirled around with the costumed bear, bringing smiles not only to the gathered children, but also to millions who saw the images online. These light-hearted moments show that dancing isn't just about rhythm for the royals, it's about connection. Whether it's breaking down barriers with local communities or showing off their human side, the royal family's ventures onto the dance floor leave us grinning every time. And while the dance floor has its charm, the next moment on our list takes us to the snowy slopes for a royal mishap that's just as entertaining. 3. Slippery slopes and royal laughs. Even the most graceful royals aren't immune to the occasional clumsy moment, and nowhere is this more evident than on a snowy ski slope. In the 1980s, Princess Diana and Sarah Ferguson, Duchess of York, embarked on a skiing trip to Switzerland, hoping for some private downtime. However, as with most royal outings, the cameras weren't far behind, and luckily for us, they caught a moment that would live on in royal blooper history. While descending a slope, Diana lost her footing and took an unexpected tumble into the snow. The Princess of Wales, known for her elegance, suddenly found herself sprawled on the ground in an undignified heap. But instead of embarrassment, she burst into laughter, her radiant smile lighting up the wintry scene. Sarah, skiing nearby, quickly made her way over to check on her friend. Rather than offering a hand, she joined in the laughter, creating a moment of pure camaraderie that endeared the duo to onlookers. This wasn't the only time Diana and Sarah shared a laugh during their adventures. Despite occasional rumors of rivalry, the two women often showcased their strong friendship, particularly during lighter moments like these. The ski trip perfectly encapsulated their bond, supportive, playful, and unbothered by the occasional stumble, both literal and figurative. The image of Diana in the snow became a favorite among royal watchers, symbolizing her relatable nature and ability to find humor in less-than-ideal situations. It's moments like these that made Diana so beloved, not just as a princess, but as someone who was unafraid to embrace her imperfections. The royal family's skiing mishaps didn't end with Diana and Sarah. Years later, other family members, including Prince William and Prince Harry, were photographed having their own slippery moments on the slopes. Whether it was a misstep or an accidental fall, these candid images reinforce the idea that even the royals can't escape the unpredictability of skiing. Moments like these not only humanize the royal family but also remind us of the power of laughter. Whether they're laughing with each other or at themselves, the royals show a rare ability to turn potentially awkward situations into cherished memories. As we leave the snowy slopes behind, we head into a modern era of royal humor, where even technology struggles can provide plenty of laughs. Up next, a royal video chat mishap that's as relatable as it is hilarious. 4. Royals and the relatable struggle with technology. In the modern age, even the British royal family hasn't been immune to the quirks and challenges of technology. One of the most endearing and hilariously relatable moments came courtesy of Princess Anne and Queen Elizabeth II during a video call. Yes, even the Queen of England found herself grappling with the all-too-familiar question: can you see everyone on the screen? The amusing incident was revealed during a documentary about Princess Anne, highlighting her role as a hands-on royal. During the call, Anne patiently guided her mother through the intricacies of the virtual meeting platform. As Anne inquired if the Queen could see all 6 participants on the screen, her mother replied with a bemused expression, "No, I only see 4. Without missing a beat, Anne quipped, "You don't need me. You know what I look like." Her quick wit had everyone chuckling, proving that a sharp sense of humor runs in the family. This candid exchange showcased a different side of the royals. Despite being the epitome of formality and tradition, here they were, grappling with the same technological hiccups we've all faced during a family Zoom call. It was a moment that bridged the gap between their world and ours, making them feel incredibly relatable. The Queen's struggles with modern tech didn't stop there. Another viral moment saw her attempting to join a call, only to be interrupted by overhead noise from a helicopter. As it passed, she deadpanned, "Sounds like President Trump," much to the delight of those present. Her ability to blend sharp humor with her characteristic composure remains unmatched. What makes these moments so special is the glimpse they provide into the relationships within the royal family. Princess Anne's playful banter with her mother speaks volumes about their bond. It's not every day you get to see a daughter gently tease her famously stoic mother, especially when that mother happens to be the queen. Technology may evolve, but the royal family's humorous approach to adapting remains timeless. These small human moments allow the public to connect with them in unexpected ways. And while technology can trip them up, the royals always seem to find the humor in it. As we step away from screens and into the real world, the next moment on our countdown takes us to a scene stealer who's been making waves, both figuratively and literally. Up next, the unforgettable antics of a young royal at the Platinum Jubilee. 5. Prince Louis steals the spotlight. If there's one royal who can command attention without trying, it's Prince Louis. The youngest child of the Prince and Princess of Wales proved his star power during the Platinum Jubilee celebrations in 2022. While the event marked the Queen's historic reign, it was Louis's larger-than-life antics that stole the show. It all began during the flypast, with the royal family gathered on the Buckingham Palace balcony. As jets soared overhead, Louis covered his ears and pulled a face that perfectly encapsulated the reaction of many young children to loud noises. His exaggerated expressions, ranging from awe to annoyance, quickly went viral, earning him the title of the Jubilee's unofficial mascot. Louis didn't stop there. During the Jubilee pageant, the young prince continued to entertain onlookers with his boundless energy. Whether it was enthusiastically waving to the crowd or making playful faces at his mother, Louis ensured that all eyes were on him. At one point, he even placed his hand over Kate's mouth, as if to silence her, a move that had both the Duchess and the audience in stitches. The best part of these moments was watching how Kate handled them with grace and humor. While she occasionally tried to calm Louis down, it was clear she embraced his spirited nature. After all, isn't that what makes childhood so endearing? Louis's antics reminded everyone that even at official royal events, kids will be kids. What's especially heartwarming is how Louis's playful side mirrors that of his uncle, Prince Harry, and his great-grandmother, the Queen. The same cheekiness that saw Harry sticking his tongue out as a child and the Queen cracking witty jokes now shines through Louis. It's a testament to how humor and personality thrive in the royal family, even across generations. These moments with Louis weren't just cute, they provided a refreshing counterbalance to the seriousness of the Jubilee. While the event celebrated a monumental achievement in British history, Louis brought an element of joy and spontaneity that reminded everyone why we love the royals in the first place. As we move forward in our countdown, let's turn to a royal moment that's not about stealing the spotlight but sharing it, in the form of a surprising musical collaboration that had everyone talking. 6. Prince William rocks. The stage royal engagements are usually synonymous with speeches, handshakes, and formalities. But in 2013, Prince William flipped the script with an unexpected foray into the world of music. The scene was a charity event at Kensington Palace, and William found himself on stage with none other than Jon Bon Jovi and Taylor Swift. What unfolded next was a moment of delightful spontaneity that showed a side of William we rarely get to see. The iconic moment began when Bon Jovi invited William to join him on stage for a rendition of "Livin' on a Prayer." Initially hesitant, the Duke of Cambridge took to the microphone, his nerves evident but his determination unwavering. Standing between a rock legend and a pop superstar, William looked slightly out of his element at first, but as the chorus hit, he let loose. With Taylor Swift encouraging him on one side and Bon Jovi leading the charge on the other, William sang his heart out, much to the delight of the crowd. What made this performance so memorable wasn't William's vocal prowess. Let's just say he likely won't be headlining any concerts soon, but his willingness to let go of royal decorum and simply have fun. By the time the song reached its iconic "Whoa-Oh" chorus, William had fully embraced the moment, clapping along and singing with gusto. The audience's reaction was a mix of surprise and pure joy, proving that even a prince can step outside his comfort zone. This wasn't the first time William showed his playful side, but it was certainly one of the most public. The performance not only raised funds for charity but also endeared him to fans worldwide. who appreciated his ability to laugh at himself and embrace the unexpected. What's remarkable about this moment is how it showcased William's relatability. For a few minutes, he wasn't the future king or the Duke of Cambridge. He was just a guy enjoying a sing-along with friends. It's these candid glimpses that make the royals feel so accessible and human. From royal rock stars to snack-stealing antics, the next moment on our countdown takes us to Prince Harry and his playful interaction with an unexpected popcorn thief, a scene that's as sweet as it is hilarious. 7. The Great Popcorn Heist. Prince Harry's reputation as the fun-loving royal was cemented during the Invictus Games when he found himself in a moment that perfectly captured his playful personality. The setting was a lively volleyball match where Harry was seated in the stands enjoying some popcorn and cheering on the athletes. But while his focus was on the game, a 2-year-old girl sitting next to him had other plans. The little girl, later identified as Emily, didn't seem particularly interested in the match. Instead, her attention turned to Harry's snack. In a moment that delighted the crowd and cameras alike, Emily began sneaking pieces of popcorn from Harry's tub while he wasn't looking. The prince eventually noticed the tiny thief and reacted in the most endearing way possible. Rather than getting annoyed, Harry playfully teased her, pretending to take the popcorn back before ultimately sharing it with her. This interaction wasn't just adorable, it was a testament to Harry's natural charm and his ability to connect with people of all ages. The scene quickly went viral, with fans praising Harry for his warmth and humor. Watching him engage with Emily, it was clear that he has a genuine affection for children, a trait that has since been evident in his role as a father to Archie and Lilibet. The popcorn heist also served as a reminder of how Harry often shines in informal settings. While he can deliver a rousing speech or navigate a diplomatic event with ease, it's these unguarded moments that truly resonate with the public. Whether he's making faces with a child or sharing snacks, Harry's approachable nature sets him apart. This lighthearted episode also brought to mind similar moments from his childhood. As a young boy, Harry was often the mischievous one, pulling faces at cameras or cracking jokes at inappropriate times. It seems that his playful streak hasn't faded with age, it's only become more refined. From cheeky childhood antics to fatherly charm, Harry's popcorn moment encapsulates what makes him such a beloved member of the royal family. And while his snack-sharing scene warmed our hearts, the next moment on our list turns up the heat with some royal roasting, as Queen Elizabeth's legendary wit takes center stage. 8. The Queen of Roasts. When it comes to wit and humor, Queen Elizabeth II was unrivaled. Despite her often stoic public demeanor, her quick, dry humor shone through in the most unexpected moments, often leaving those around her in fits of laughter. A prime example of her sharp tongue came during a 2007 state visit to the United States when then-President George W. Bush mistakenly said she had been present to celebrate the American bicentennial in 1776, an error that would have made her over 230 years old. The Queen, ever the consummate professional, didn't let the moment pass without a cheeky retort. At a formal dinner later, she opened her speech with a deadpan. "I wondered whether I should start this toast by saying, 'When I was here in 1776. The room erupted in laughter, including President Bush, who graciously joined in. It was a moment that highlighted not just her intelligence but her ability to turn an awkward situation into something unforgettable. Her playful side wasn't reserved just for presidents. During a public engagement, the roar of an overhead helicopter interrupted her conversation. With impeccable timing, the Queen remarked, "Sounds like President Trump," drawing laughs from those around her. It was a perfect example of her subtle yet pointed humor, delivered with the poise of someone who had mastered the art of the gentle jab. These moments remind us that the Queen wasn't just a figurehead, but someone who understood the power of humor in connecting with people. Whether addressing world leaders or mingling with the public, her wit had a way of breaking down barriers and putting everyone at ease. Her humor extended to lighter, more relatable situations as well. At a photo shoot with famed photographer Annie Leibovitz, the Queen was asked to look less dressy. Her response? "What do you mean less dressy? This is the garter-robe." Her mock indignation was priceless and proved that even during formal occasions, she could find room for levity. Queen Elizabeth's ability to deliver a perfectly timed quip made her not just respected, but deeply admired. Her sense of humor wasn't just a source of entertainment, it was a reminder that behind the crown was a sharp mind and a playful spirit. And while the Queen was the undisputed monarch of humor, another family member has been capturing attention for his unabashedly candid antics. Up next, we'll take a look at the young prince who stole the show with his vibrant personality during the Platinum Jubilee. 9. A young star at the Jubilee. The Platinum Jubilee, celebrating Queen Elizabeth II's 70 years on the throne, was a momentous occasion filled with grand ceremonies and historic significance. However, amidst all the pomp and pageantry, it was a certain young royal who managed to steal the spotlight: Prince Louis. The youngest child of Prince William and Catherine, Duchess of Cambridge, proved that even during one of the most significant royal events, there's always room for a little mischief. It all began during the Trooping the Colour fly past, where the royal family gathered on the Buckingham Palace balcony to watch a dazzling display of military aircraft. As the planes roared overhead, Louis, perched at the front of the group, expressed his displeasure with a dramatic flair. Covering his ears and scrunching up his face, he delivered an exaggerated reaction that instantly became a meme-worthy moment. The sight of his innocent yet theatrical protest drew smiles from the gathered crowd and millions watching online. But Louis's antics didn't end there. During the Jubilee pageant, the young prince once again showcased his lively personality. From enthusiastically waving at the crowd to making faces at his mother, Louis was the embodiment of childhood exuberance. At one point, he even placed his hand over Kate's mouth as she spoke to him, a gesture that left onlookers and Kate herself laughing. Her calm and affectionate handling of the situation only added to the charm of the moment. What made Louis's Jubilee antics so memorable was how natural and unfiltered they were. Unlike older royals who have perfected the art of composure, Louis was unapologetically himself. His carefree spirit and youthful energy reminded everyone that even in the most formal settings, kids will be kids. His antics provided a refreshing contrast to the seriousness of the event, adding a dose of joy and relatability. Louis's charm drew comparisons to his uncle, Prince Harry, who was similarly known for his cheeky childhood behavior. Whether sticking out his tongue at photographers or making silly faces, Harry set the precedent for light-hearted royal moments. Louis seems to be carrying that torch forward, ensuring the royal family's future remains just as entertaining. As the Jubilee festivities concluded, it was clear that while the event celebrated the Queen's incredible legacy, it also highlighted the younger generation of royals who continue to bring laughter and warmth to the family's public image. With Louis already carving out his place as a fan favorite, it's exciting to think about what other antics the future might hold. And speaking of lasting legacies, the final chapter in our countdown takes us back to the matriarch herself, Queen Elizabeth, whose humor and grace left an indelible mark on history. 10. The case for Queen Elizabeth's unmatched wit. When examining the funniest candid royal moments, one figure consistently emerges as the gold standard of humor and relatability: Queen Elizabeth II. Her wit, delivered with the precision of a seasoned comedian, was a defining feature of her public persona. Over her 70-year reign, she demonstrated time and time again that humor isn't just a tool for entertainment, but a powerful way to connect with people, soften formalities, and even navigate challenging situations. Let's make the case for why Queen Elizabeth's sense of humor deserves its place at the top of our countdown. One of the most notable aspects of the Queen's humor was its ability to disarm and endear. Take, for instance, her participation in the 2012 London Olympics opening ceremony. In a now iconic sequence, she appeared alongside Daniel Craig as James Bond in a short film. The video showed Bond escorting the Queen through Buckingham Palace before they both appeared to jump from a helicopter into the Olympic Stadium. While, of course, the parachuting Queen was a stunt double, her willingness to participate in the tongue-in-cheek skit delighted millions. It was a moment of surprise and levity that proved even the head of state could embrace a little fun. The Queen's wit also shone during lighter moments, such as a garden party where she met a group of American tourists who didn't recognize her. Accompanied by her protection officer, Richard Griffin, the Queen struck up a conversation with the group, who asked if she lived nearby. Without missing a beat, she replied, "I live in London, but I have a house just over the hill." When the tourist asked if she'd ever met the Queen, she cheekily pointed to Griffin and said, "No, but he has." Her playful response left Griffin struggling to contain his laughter, while the group remained blissfully unaware of who they were speaking to. Her humor wasn't just for laughs. It often carried a deeper purpose. During state visits and high-pressure diplomatic events, her quips often broke the ice and set a relaxed tone. For instance, when President Obama remarked on his helicopter ride to Buckingham Palace, the Queen responded with a smile. "Oh, really? You arrived in one of those dreadful things?" Such comments, delivered with perfect timing, were a testament to her ability to diffuse tension with charm. What made the Queen's humor particularly compelling was its authenticity. It was never forced or rehearsed, but rather a natural extension of her personality. Whether cutting a cake with a ceremonial sword, teasing Prince Philip about his longevity, or cracking jokes during formal speeches, her humor felt genuine, making her even more relatable to the public. Queen Elizabeth's wit wasn't just a personal trait, it became a hallmark of her reign. It humanized her, strengthened her bond with people across the world, and ensured that her legacy would be remembered not just for her service, but also for her ability to make us smile. If that doesn't make her the reigning queen of royal humor, what does? With that, we have reached the end of today's video. If you have come this far with us, be sure to check out other videos on the channel.